Probably one of the neatest cartoon comic strip makers I have found is the Cartoon Story Maker by Languages Online. It's a free download, so if you find it interesting, we can make sure that you get a copy of this. And this is how it works. You're going to create a comic strip frame by frame. They have several main characters, and you'll notice under each character it will have a number or a fraction. This one says 1 out of 16, and if you hit the arrow key, you'll see that the character has lots of different moods and attitudes and locations. And all of the characters are the same way. So you have your main characters here, and right below you have some backgrounds, and there are 19 backgrounds. You have some solid color backgrounds. In addition to, you have a lot of different locations, malls and chemistry labs and kitchens and computer labs and out in the street. So you have a lot of different variety of backgrounds to select from. You can import your own backgrounds if you decide to use something of your own. You could browse out and import it in here. You could do the same thing for some foregrounds. You have some bubbles for when your characters are supposed to be saying things, and so forth. Your main frame that you're working with is located up at the top, and I noticed that I left a background, a blue background on the screen, and if I want to change that background, all I have to do is click in my toolbar where you see a little trash can. If I move my mouse over it, it says delete object, and I click and now it's gone. The trash can next to it says undo delete, and I can get it back if I want to. And there are a variety of other picture tools. When you have a picture up here, you can, let me point out this little blue area over here is what you want to look at when I move my mouse over one of these. So moving my mouse over this tool, it says enlarge object, shrink object, rotate left, rotate right, flip horizontal, flip vertical, bring it forward, send it backwards, and so forth. Then you have some text tools for when you're typing. Let's just try something. I'm going to leave the blue background right there, but if I wanted one of these other backgrounds, I could just click and drag it up here, and you can click and move it around. And it's a little big, so what I can do is shrink object, and that way I get it right into the corner where I want it, and now I can enlarge it. And there we go. Maybe I just want to see the mailbox. All right. So you can do that. I'm going to go back, though. I'm going to trash that. And I'm going to go back to the blue, which I think was one of the end ones. So I just want a solid background. So I'll just bring that in here and line it up by clicking and dragging where I want it to be. And I am going to bring in this girl right here. She looks very friendly, so I will just click and drag her onto my screen. Then I'm going to click and position her. If I want her to be bigger, I can do that. If I want her to be smaller, I can do that as well. And then I'm going to find a bubble. This one looks like it'll work. I'm going to click and drag it up here. Notice that you have this little circular point right here. If I click, I can move this around to locate it where I want. And then I can also hit these arrows to go through the types of bubbles that are available. Inside the bubble, it says right here. So I will just say, hi, my name is Dot. Now, maybe I want to position that down a little bit. I can just hit the enter key is what I just did with my cursor in front of the H. I'm going to highlight the information. Oh, maybe I want it bold, and maybe I want to increase the text size. Okay, now I might want to bring that back up a little bit. And I think this is my color. And I made it red. And it's simple as that. Now let's say I want to do another frame. I can click right here to say add frame. You also have a delete frame. If you really screw one up, you can just delete it. You can copy a frame if you wanted to have a duplicate. You can go back and forth from the previous. Do I have a previous frame? Oh, I do. I was playing with it earlier. So you can see I had a background, and she, with the little bubbles, is saying, wow, the train station's really busy today. And I can add a frame. And now I can continue on and go through my cartoon until I have it done. So many neat ways that kids can use this for vocabulary words or retelling stories. Just lots of neat ideas. And we are going to hit save. And of course I recommend you save it in your P drive. And it's going to make it an HTML file, which is a web page file. I'll call it My Cartoon. And I'll hit save. I'm going to close out of here and see, there it is, it's a folder called My Cartoon, and I'll double click it, and whenever you see these little yellow things right here, you have to click in and say allow that blocked content, and then say yes, and there's my cartoon that I can click through. So kids could go through and define their vocabulary words or create a little story. Just love this program.